Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm happy and grateful for you. I'm going to say it every week. I don't take days for granted. I don't take life for granted. I don't take you for granted. And I want to remind you that you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. All right. Life is simple, but what's simple to do is also simple not to do. This journey is strategically made to happen for me, not to me. It's for you, not to you. Okay. So at your lowest of lows, there's always purpose because you are purpose. And is it really the lowest of lows? Because if our glass is always full and never half empty, is it a low? I don't go low. Period. I don't care what it is. I don't go low. So listen, it's Meal Prep Monday, and I'm still on this faith. I told you last week, and forgive me, I'm going to make sure. Oh, I'm so distracted. I see all this. I need to dust in my office. I'm going to make sure that I put the recordings up. I downloaded them. So I need to put up the last couple. But I want to stay with faith, okay? And the reason why is because, and I tell y'all, on these Meal Prep Mondays, all I'm really doing is walking out where I'm at. So last week when we talked about the three versions of faith, I started thinking about why is it, especially as a believer, we have faith to believe something, but we don't see it happen. We don't see it come to pass, right? Now, of course, we know, by faith we believe. We know that there are levels of faith. We know that, or do we know that there are levels of faith, right? Because if the end is if this journey's already written, if our life is predestined, it's preordained, and we're lining up, then why is it the things that we speak, the things that we have faith for, the things that we're believing, why don't we see them? This is the questions that I was asking over this last week, since last Monday. So this is what I have been studying, all right? So of course, you got to understand that there are levels of faith. So just like with everything, because we talked about, like I said, the three versions of faith last week, right? But there's levels of faith. So depending on where you are determines what we're manifesting. And I say this because I want you to be encouraged. A lot of times what happens, and I said this before, we're great. We're great at having the idea of the book. We're great at having the vision of the book, but we never write the book. Okay? So even with faith, a lot of times we just give up too soon, or when it doesn't happen the way we think that it should happen, or when we think it should happen, then we kind of act like it's not gonna happen. No, we're supernatural in a natural space. I tell you all the time, we're a trichotomy, we're triune beings. Our original DNA is kingdom. So you're all dual citizens. What happens is we live in Chronos time, but our faith should activate, and we should understand that we truly live on Kairos time. All right? There's a Kairos time, there's a Chronos time. Naturally, it's chronological. Kairos is heaven. This is why we have to learn how to align with heaven, align with your true self. So listen to this. There are 5 levels of faith, right? Stop, Uzo. So the first level is saving faith. This is where we believe God exists. Okay? That's the first level of faith. because everyone doesn't believe that God exists. So the first level of faith is you got to believe that he exists. So it's a saving faith, all right? At this place, this is the place where the door to the kingdom opens, all right? Stop, Uzo. This is where it opens. You about to go? Can you walk, Uzo? Okay. The second level is trusting faith, all right? This is where we believe the God can. I believe God can, all right? This is the second level, all right? This is really where your surrender begins, okay? So you got to believe God exists. Then the next thing is you got to begin to surrender yourself, all right? Then you have a growing faith, all right? So it goes from believing that God can to believing that God will, all right? So now we believe, so we pray about something, you know, I believe 2025 is the best financial year of my life. First of all, I believe that God exists. So because God exists, I believe that 2025 is the best financial year of my life. So then I begin to surrender myself. I begin to surrender my habits. I begin to walk out what I'm speaking, what I'm having faith to believe. I begin to learn what it looks like to be a good steward. I begin to focus on what is going to what has to change in me to allow this to happen, right? Then as I'm walking it out, I'm like, God can do it. I believe he can do it. I believe he can do it. And then, blessings start coming. People may start sowing into me. And then I'm like, yeah, because now this is increasing my faith in that he can. So then enough people do it and enough things happen, then I get to the next level of faith. I believe he will do it. So it goes from a can to a will. All right? That's the third level of faith. And then I'm like, yes, he's going to do it. So when the shutdown happens, I'm not moved. Why? Because I know he will. I went from he can to knowing he will. So now circumstances don't shake me. All right? But now I got to go to the next level of faith. What's the next level of faith? It's that bold faith. What is that? I believe God through anything. So the shutdown happened. It didn't move me. If anything, it excited me. When I start seeing natural things fall apart, I get excited. All right? So this is another level of faith because now I'm past where I was and I know he will do what he said he's going to do. This is the thing with faith. Stop, Uzo. You hold on to the thing that you hear spoken. I'm not just randomly pulling something out of the air. 2025 is going to be the best financial year of our life. He spoke it to us at the beginning of the year. All right? Either you grabbed it or you didn't. And it's not too late because God can do what he wants to when he wants to because he operates in Kairos time. Do you believe it from when I said it? Okay. So then after bold faith is the manifesting faith, right? I believe, therefore I act. All right? What is acting? It's knowing your identity. I'm talking about your true self. I ain't talking about what someone said you are. I'm not talking about what your circumstances try to say you are. I'm not talking about what your bank account says you are. I'm talking about your true identity. All right? What else? Your alignment with heaven, your obedience, your lifestyle. Does it match the promise? Am I walking around here like I got a poverty mentality, or do I walk in the wealth that I know I'm supposed to, that I am? Listen, when we can get all these things to line up, it has to manifest itself. So listen, these are the things that I want you to recognize that become barriers. All right? What stops us? Why don't we see? Why don't we see the manifestation of the thing that we're having faith to believe in? The first thing is your identity, your true self, you. So, not this. This is not our true self, y'all. All right? This that we walk out in this natural place, this soul warring, that's not your true self. Your true self is spirit. All right? That's why we war in our soul. Okay? The flesh is the flesh. I'm talking about your true identity, right? So that has to match whatever you're praying for. I can't believe that 2025 is the best financial year of my life and I'm a poor steward over my money. All right. So you gotta know who you are. You have to identify with your true self. You have to identify with your birthright. Financial prosperity is a birthright. Okay? Going through this journey gives us a poverty mentality. All right. What's another hindrance? Your capacity. You can only obtain to the capacity that you can hold. Okay? You have a poverty mentality. You live like you've gotten comfortable robbing Peter to pay Paul. He can't make you a millionaire in that space. Why? Because now you're going to have $1 million worth of robbing Peter to pay Paul. You can get why do you think people win the lottery and then they're broke by the end of the year? You can obtain a thing, but if you don't have the capacity, you can't retain it. You can obtain it, but you cannot retain it. All right? So you have to go through, you got to build yourself. You've got to build your capacity. All right? You've got to line up with your true identity. The more that you do it, the more that you have self-control, the more that you put your flesh under subjection, the larger your capacity. It is the enlarging of your capacity that then manifests and your territory enlarges. Okay. What's another thing? Subconscious identity blocked. If you have fear, if you have unworthiness, if you speak negativity, your confessions can talk you out of what you have faith for. Words are powerful. That is like one of the major things that start your receiving of what you're believing for. So you got to remove these, all right? Because what you don't understand is if what we speak is really what's in our heart, then what is the vision that you have of yourself? If you're always seeing things negative, if you're always speaking negativity, if you can't learn how to grab that thing, this is why affirmations are so good. Because when it's something negative, you got to learn how to grab it. All right? And you got to twist it. Okay. Negative words also affect who receives it too. Then you got blood on your hands. You could be having a bad day and you say something and you done crushed another person, especially with kids. God has been dealing with me about that because I could be in a frustrated place and then a little person's just being a little person and now I'm snappy. I got to go back and make that thing right because I just crushed their spirit. And then I wonder why things ain't going well with me. I wonder why I can't get it together over here. I wonder why I can't knock off the funk. Because you done broke somebody in your mess. So dangerous, all right? You can't do this in an emotional place. It's got to be principle. God is a God of principle. God spoke it. He said 2025 was the best financial year of our life. Then I have to operate from that. When things begin to happen and they don't look like they're lining up, I can't start spitting stuff out and proclaiming things out of my emotions. I can't do it because my account is negative and he said this was the best financial year of my life. And now I'm speaking from that place because now I'm fearful. Now I'm afraid that he's not going to do it. And you letting me say this amongst all these people? No, if he said it, God is a God of principle. He cannot lie. That's why you got to know his voice. All right? Faith operates by law, not our feelings or our emotions. What is the law of financial prosperity? See, this is why you got to get in that Bible. You got to get in the word. You got to know your creator so you know you. One thing I know is I'm an heir. One thing I know is I'm a son. One thing I know is who was the richest? Was it Solomon? I'm an heir to his. All right, y'all. Okay, come back. All right, listen. What else? If you can't be obedient, if you can't align with heaven, you can't expect the manifestation of what you have faith in. We cannot expect. Now, we have the authority to pull heaven on earth. We even have the power to pull heaven on earth. But if you over here running amok and doing you, I don't expect to be able to pull it down in its totality. And one thing you got to understand, just because you praying on a thing and you receive something does not mean it came from heaven. That's a whole nother can of worms. It doesn't mean that. If you are not aligning with heaven, you're not pulling from heaven. Well, Nicole, I prayed about the job and I got a job. That don't mean that job came from heaven. Because the same thing, do you know that the one who wants to kill, steal, and destroy you hears it as well? And may give you a little bit of eye candy. Don't even have, listen, all Satan had to do when you're not in obedience, when you're not in alignment, he just got to dangle that thing in front of you. And you like, yeah. Sometimes we make Satan's job easy. That's why I don't get, he is a defeated foe under my feet. I done told y'all before, if I'm cutting a donkey, it's because I'm cutting a donkey. There are times. Now, he tries me. I'm not saying that I'm past that. But what I am saying is I'm at a place of accountability that even if I fail, it's because I fail. He has no control over me. He has no authority over me. He can't make me do anything. I submit my will to it. Okay. So this is why. So, Meal Prep Monday. What are we doing? What is mindset? What is mindset? You have to have You got to be able to see it. This is why your imagination is so important. Even if you want to have faith to believe something, if you don't see it, what are you manifesting? If I believe what I heard writing down 81 over 5 years ago was the voice of the Holy Spirit saying philanthropy, if I can never see myself being a kingdom builder, if I can never see myself giving back, I'm a giver at heart. Anyone who knows me knows this. All right? I'm a giver. But if I can't see myself giving to the level, when I say I want to give, I want to give back to the kingdom. I want to pay a church off in full. I want to relieve debt of those who are working in the vineyard. I want to be able to fund the school, build the school. You don't need to put my name on it. Okay? I don't need that. But if I'm a kingdom financer, I have to see it. The more you see it, the more disciplined you become, the more obedient you become. Okay. So listen, the brain, the RAS, reinforces what you expect, not what you hope. All right? So you got to think like the version of you who already has the promise. Y'all know Tyler Perry, we cool like that, right? Y'all know that, right? Because he's going to be the one to help me. He's going to be the one to let me know where to build, where to go, what to do. All right. Y'all, Nicole talking crazy. Deed, I'm not. Listen, what's the educational part? We've been friends since I was in my 20s. Y'all remember when Tyler Perry used to wear that blue suit and was doing those shows? Kadeja was little. That's when I met him. In one conversation with him, that seed was dropped in me. So when y'all see me, all right. Listen, all right. Education, spiritual laws, law of focus. That's what you magnify. All right. Law of agreement. That's when heaven responds, where agreement exists. Law of correspondence, as within, so without. Law of honor, you can't receive from something that you dishonor. These are things I want you to go read up on. Law of stewardship, you attract what you prepare for. Law of seed time and harvest. Manifestation follows cycles. There's a process. Okay, what's your accountability? Your environment matters. Who are you spending your time with? Listen, your identity, it needs reinforcement. It needs someone who's speaking into you. I need people around me that's like, yep, and when you go to his house, I'm going with you. I want to see this farm too. Y'all know he already became my neighbor. Y'all think I'm playing. See, this is the thing. Everyone be like, oh, he just moved to Douglasville. That's because he's my friend. I could look out for my balcony and see his house. All right. Y'all it's just the location he moved in. Y'all think listen, this my truth. So it is what it is. And when it happened, shut up, Nicole. All right. So listen, your environment, they need to be strengthening you. Even if you think I'm cray, keep it to yourself. Because when it manifests, you going to want to be there. Y'all tell the truth. Some of y'all, listen, y'all ain't even got, Nicole, follow your ride. I want to be in the room. Who don't want to be in the room with billionaires? So that you can learn. This ain't about being hungry or thirsty. We're not hungry. We're not thirsty. But if there's a place we're trying to get, we need to know how to get there. You speak, you get mentored by the ones who've been there. I want to get in the room. And this ain't about me. Okay. So listen, who is speaking to you? What does your environment look like? Is it something that encourages you to do better? Lifestyle. What habits do we need? We need daily habits of prayer. You need daily habits of planning. I'm talking about Habakkuk 2:2-4. You need daily habits of affirmations. You need daily habits of good stewardship. You need daily habits of dying to yourself. You need daily habits of gratitude. You need daily habits of humility. You need daily habits of servitude. Serve somebody. All right. I need daily habits of managing my money with authority. Why am I talking about money? Because he said 2025 was the best financial year y'all of our lives. I don't know which one of y'all grabbed it. If you didn't, it's fine. I did. All right. I told y'all, come the beginning of the year. I don't have no shit. I'll show you. I don't care. I finally filed my taxes, praise the Lord. So I'll show you the taxes. I caught them up. So now I'm proud. I don't care who see them. But by faith, I know he's going to do what he said. And it's not about the money. I'm not boasting about the money, but I am grateful because it's a sign of my growth. I'm not trying to build money to hoard it. I literally want to be able to pay off our church. Anyway, Meal Prep Monday. What do I want you to do? I'm going to put this up. I want you to go back and listen to it. All right? I want you to understand that you are royalty, that you're kingdom citizen first. We're not here to be beggars. All right? We don't walk this walk with God, walk this walk with wanting to be a blessing, and we're not blessed. Why are we doing it then? Okay? So, shift your perspective, shift your mindset. Grab onto what you know Holy Spirit has spoken to you and start the process. What process? Dying to yourself. All right, listen, stay focused, stay humble, stay positive. Be the best version of you unapologetically because no one else can do it. You are relevant. You are necessary. You are needed. No one else can do the part of the kingdom that belongs to you but you. And everything that you need to fulfill it is within you. We're predestined. We're preordained. It's a fixed fight. We win. So we're already equipped. We just got to learn how to stir up the tools that's in us, sharpen the edges that need to be sharpened, and what part of our purpose is in this season so that we can walk it out accordingly. Simple, right? Told you this life is simple. What's simple to do is also simple not to do. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.